Welcome to the first ever AEW Collision post show. It's your boy ABE from DET.
I am that bald bro from the NYC.
Man, AEW is on fire. We answer all your requests. What you want, we deliver. You wanted the Collision post show. Well, here it is. Live in effect. Let's go. Starts off with Moxley and Marina kind of hijacking the beginning of the show. Moxley lets cope. He's sick and tired of him. And he's prepared next week. Tag team match. Moxley, Claudio versus Cope and Switchblade Jay White. Your thoughts on the opening of Collision? Almost said Dynamite.
Hey, it's a force of habit sometimes, I understand.
Right.
But dude, I love it. Hot start. I love how the camera's like focused on the announce team, and then out of nowhere you see a security guard, bam, get thrown across the way, and then boom, zoom in of Marina Shafir right there, just staring death right in the camera. And like you said, it was a hot crowd. It was a hot start. I loved it. Mox came out there. He pulled no punches. How he felt about Copeland, and just what to be expecting next Saturday in Brisbane in that tag team match. I think he set the tone for next week. Like if you weren't excited for this match, right, like you said, Mox Claudio versus Jay White and Copeland in that Brisbane street fight, like now you definitely are. I mean, I feel like I feel like the Death Riders, they're starting to heat up a little bit right now, and I feel like there's a little bit more edge to them. And I think it was a perfect way to start the show. Mox with a fiery promo with that hot crowd to start. And then, like I said, it set the tone for next Saturday. It just made that match even more of a like you can't miss event. You can't miss it. You gotta watch that match.
Is it just me, or he at first he put the title in the briefcase? Now he's not even carrying the briefcase. He doesn't even bring that out. And I didn't even see him with that today.
Yeah, I noticed that, but remember that promo.
That promo, right?
He's the championship.
Yep,
He's the title. He's the prize, man. You don't need to see it. You'll see it when he wants you to see it. You want to
exactly.
see it. Take it from him. Beat him. Until then, it is what it is.
Definitely. Next up, we got the Undisputed Kingdom versus Shane Taylor Promotions versus the former JAS members. Undisputed Kingdom get the win. You see Claudio and them in the crowd. Looks like we're headed to a trios championship match in the near future between Undisputed Kingdom and the Death Riders. Sign me up for that. But your thoughts on this trios triple threat match?
I love that great action from beginning to end. You see a great showcase of guys like listen. If you don't know much about Shane Taylor Promotions, specifically the infantry with Carly Bravo and Sean Dean, man, you guys are in for a treat. Those guys are awesome. I mean, especially like Sean Dean, who's been almost a day one guy when you think about it. He's improved so much over the years, and I love the pairing with Shane Taylor. And listen, more Shane Taylor on my TV is always a good thing. That dude is the real deal from on the mic, in the ring. He might have the best right hand in the business. That's how nasty he is. But I mean, it's a great combination. The three teams. You get the young up and coming guy in Daniel Garcia with kind of like his cool uncles backing him up with Cool Hand Ange and yeah, Matt Menard as well. But and then you have the experienced guys in the Undisputed Kingdom with Adam Cole, those guys reuniting. Um, but yeah, like great action all around. Undisputed Kingdom with the win, and yeah, it's official next week on Dynamite. Undisputed Kingdom versus the Death Riders for the trios, and I like that. It's been kind of low key, but now they're kind of reinvigorating the trios division. We're putting more spotlight on that division, and can't wait for the match next week. But even though Undisputed Kingdom wins, everyone I think got enough shine. Everyone got enough all their stuff in where everyone looks strong going forward. And remember, it was Adam Cole who picked up the pinfall, so maybe does that set him up for a TNT title shot down the line? We'll see. I mean, they kind of been teasing that for the past few weeks, so we shall see. I feel like that's what Daniel Garcia is missing. He's missing that
Ooh.
rival. He's missing that one guy that can then push him. And I mean, who better than a seasoned pro like Adam Cole that I think will help bring the best out of him. But at least for the moment right now, I can't wait for the trios match.
So yeah, I am definitely looking forward to Undisputed Era versus the Death Riders trios match. Should be a hell of a match. And you were spot on. Like, give me Adam Cole for the TNT title against Daniel Garcia. That can set up to be one hell of a feud, man.
Exactly, man. Like I said, a season pro like Adam Cole, I think is exactly what Daniel Garcia's title reign needs. He needs someone to push him. Someone just to get that little bit extra out of him. And I think Cole will be the remedy that Garcia's title reign needs.
Definitely, definitely. As we seen on Dynamite, Bandito had $100,000 bounty on his head, and guess what? Jericho has in a learning tree. He has his own bounty hunter. So we got Bandito versus Brian Keith, and Bandito picks up the win. I like Bandito, man. He is a crispy wrestler. I like his look. They put him in the right storyline, man. Something can happen with him. But your thoughts on this match?
I mean, dude, it's just you're if you're a fan of like old westerns, man, like this is that wrestling version right here, man. You got the bandit versus the bounty hunter right here, dude. You can't write this any better, man. And dude, the poster that they came up with this match, like with the Warner poster, it was perfect, man. Like if anything AEW doesn't miss on, it's their graphics department with their match. It was, and like you said, Bandito. He's in the perfect spot right now, and he's coming back from injury. Let him ease his way back into things. But him and Keith had a great match, dude. Let's talk about their back to back. They do the pace, the 10 paces, turn around, charge at each other, boom, kicks in the face, not double knockout. Like, dude, it was like, yeah, it was a draw pretty much in a
Yeah,
sense. But I love that spot, man. It's okay to have a little bit of fun, a little goofiness here in wrestling. It's all good. It's all entertainment at the end of the day. But Bandito picks up the win. He looks great. He looks phenomenal. Where he goes from here, maybe takes the ROH title off of Jericho in the future.
mm,
We shall see. But you know what? This match was also a good reminder of who the bounty hunter Brian Keith was.
thank you.
He might have his little one-liners in here, with the event, with the occasionally like respect Chris Jericho, you dumbass. But no, he's that dog in that ring. That this match was a great reminder for all the fans out there who Brian Keith is, but also like listen, Bandito, he's coming. He's 100% healthy now, and my God, like just another great addition to this roster, man. But it's just great to see he has clear direction right in front of him. And I think Jericho is his final target.
Definitely. Next up, we got Roosh Dralistico and the Beast Mortis versus some local jobbers. Of course, they get the win, and afterwards, Commander comes down and he gets jumped, but comes to the rescue. The upgraded, new and improved, whatever that means. Hologram comes down to the ring, makes the save. I like Hologram. Your thoughts on this segment or match?
Well, I mean, yeah, squash match. When Commander coming to the rescue, numbers game too much, and dude, like, just the screen and Rita goes black. We seen the vignettes the past couple weeks, and like you said, upgrade complete. Hologram is back, and dude, like, I don't know, he was awfully injured. It looked like he been hitting the gym. He looked like he got a little bit bigger. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's what the upgrade is. But dude, he hits the ring and. Bro, the first spot he does, he springboards over Mortals, and I don't know if it was planned on purpose, but it was like a drop kick, like double stomp from 10 feet high onto Roosh, boom,
Beautiful.
out the ring, and then clears out Jalisco, and then him and Mortals, like they've had a great rival in the past. I'm not even gonna try to do justice what the hell he was doing, just circling all around Mortals, takes him out, and now we got a potential tag team of Hologram and Commander. There is nothing more that I love in professional wrestling than a great lucha tag team. Sign me up. Like those two together are gonna put on some great lucha magic in that ring going up against LFI. I mean, it's still 3-2. I mean, do they get another member in the future to even up the odds? We shall see. But dude, like Hologram is that dude. I mean, he is special. Like when he's on your screen, when he hits the ring, it's a different vibe, it's a different energy. And like I said, you paired him with Commander now going up against Mordos, Jarlisico, and Roosh. I mean, let's just sit back and enjoy, man. Like I said, let's see if they get a third member going forward. But just imagine we talked Wednesday about the tag team division getting better. Now
Mm-hmm.
imagine if you add Hologram and Commander tag team to that division. Like, dude, I mean, it's very early in the year, but the tag team division potentially has a chance to take off to new heights.
Definitely, definitely. And just on a side note, one of my favorite wrestlers who is just underrated, not utilized enough. I know one day he will be, but the Beast Mortis, it's something about his character, his presence. If they give him a real dominant feel, put him against some of those bigger, more credible guys. I'm telling you, I see something
Mm.
in the Beast, man. I'm telling you. And then I've seen him outside, on social media. He's got like some energy when it comes to his character. He just hasn't unleashed it on television yet. So just Beast Mortis, shout out to the Beast. 100%,
Oh yeah, I mean that he has turned him loose. Like you said, he gets that one day that singles push, and like,
man.
dude,
Hmm.
he could do big things. And even the small little bits he's seen here and there, he's shown a little personality here and
Yeah,
there. I mean, like I said, he's in a good spot right now. But I mean, down the line, I mean, turn the beast loose, man. Like it's funny in a way. He gives me like Luchasaurus vibes in a sense that
right.
if you give him that kind of spotlight like Luchasaurus had back in the day, give that to Beast Mortos. I mean, dude, I think he could run. I think he could take the ball and run with it all the way to the end zone. So, like I said, he's in a good spot right now. But I'm with you 100%. He give that Beast Mortos some push down the line, and I think he'll be very successful with it.
Yeah. Next up, we get the show of all shows. I wish this was the actual halftime show tonight at the Super Bowl, but it was Collision halftime. We got Harley Cameron concert. I don't know if this was trying to upstage Joe Hendry from TNA last week, but I think this concert was 10 times better because I believe in Harley Cameron. She
Mhm.
killed it. Mercedes came down, interrupted it. They got to arguing, and it led to Mercedes Monet smacking Harley, but Harley had enough. She took that mic, knocked out Mercedes. Mercedes grabbed the mic outside the ring and has had enough. Now it is official. Harley Cameron, Mercedes Monet for the TBS title next week in Australia, Harley's hometown, I might add, for the TBS title. Cannot get enough Harley Cameron, man. She is 1000% on fire right now. She can do no wrong. Your thoughts on this segment, Bro?
It's exactly what I thought it was gonna be. I mean, listen, Harley, what can this girl not do? She can sing. She can play guitar. She's a damn ventriloquist. She's getting better in the ring. And you know what? Like I said, this segment was a 10 out of 10. We knew Mercedes was going to come down and have a problem and interrupt. But I love there was a perfect shot. There was a perfect shot of the camera behind Harley, the puppets in the back, and you see Mercedes view.
Baby Mercedes.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, it was a perfect shot. Mercedes slaps her, and then Harley just gets all emotional with from deep in her gut. She unleashes that "Feel the wrath!" and
Yeah.
bam, Mike shot right to the side. Like, dude, this and what I love about Harley's rise is that it's been organic. She hasn't
Yeah.
been forced upon us. We have not been tired of seeing her once. I mean, dude,
You
she's
don't get that
on.
much in wrestling nowadays.
Yeah, like I said, she's on TV, like on Dynamite, on Collision, but we're not tired of her one bit. She's not forced because she's showing us something new every week. Like if someone's on TV every week, but it's the same shtick over and over again, it's not going anywhere. That's where it feels forced, in my opinion. But Harley keeps is on an onward trek. Trek just keep going up and up. Like, obviously, will she win next week? Probably more than likely not, but she doesn't need to win. She already has the fans. They're already behind her 100%. The company's behind her 100%. So this is gonna just be a great learning experience for Harley. I think she'll hold her own against Mercedes, and she's in the ring with one of the best in the world. So Mercedes is gonna help her look like $1 million, and that's the goal of the match. You make her look good, give her some credibility going forward, and she has something to build for later this year and the next couple years going forward. But listen, they got a homegrown star on their hands.
Yep.
And like I said, she wasn't forced on us, not shoved down our throats, not anything. We want this. She doesn't need the title yet. Not at all. She's gonna get this is a great learning experience for her, something to put, you know, just as a learning experience. Like I said, Mercedes is gonna help her look like $1 million, and she's gonna look great in front of her home crowd next Saturday.
Definitely, definitely. I wouldn't be mad though if they shocked us all and put the title on her. I wouldn't be
Let's
mad
see.
one bit.
It's gonna be a crazy thing because you got 3 matches with like 3 hometown wrestlers in there. you got Harley, you got Buddy, you got yeah, Tony Storm as well. So, dude, that crowd is
It's gonna be lit, man.
gonna be lit, man. Absolutely, it's gonna be a scene next Saturday
That
night.
was a great segue right there because next up we got Okada and Buddy Murphy segment backstage. Okada's late, but Buddy held his own on the mic until Okada arrived. Of course, he had some words for him, and you know he had to call him a bitch. But Buddy Murphy held his own, and I'm not for sure if they're gonna take the title off of Okada, but with Malachi Black leaving, I can definitely see Buddy Murphy taking the next step to become a huge solo star. And they gave him a massive contract like last year. So he's there for a while. So they're going to get their money out of him. I can definitely see, maybe not taking the title off Okada just yet, but Buddy is on a one-way trip right now to stardom. I could just see it a mile away.
No, 100% behind you. And you know what, dude, this match is a toss up in my opinion because I don't think it would, whether he wins or loses, I don't think it's gonna hurt his progression going forward because you see there's a direction not just behind him, but behind the Hounds of Hell, behind Brody King, behind uh yeah, yeah, Julia
Julia
Hart as
Hart.
well.
Yeah.
There's focus.
Yep.
It just feels like I hate to like kind of put the blame on him. I'm not really, but it's like with Malachi not there, I feel like it's kind of like I don't know. They're more free flowing in my opinion. I feel like
Yeah.
they're able to express themselves more. There's more personality that we're finding out about Buddy behind Brody, and like I said, they're kind of like the two older, cooler uncles when they got Julia Hart around them as well. So, like I said, this match can be a toss up. I mean, do they pull the trigger? Do they put it on Buddy and like just skyrocket him like to the top? But even if he loses, it doesn't hurt him in my opinion because at least there's focus on him. There's focus on the Hounds of Hell going forward, and that's the most important thing I wanted to see for the year 2025 with this group. But I mean, like I said, whether he wins or loses, that crowd's gonna go insane for him next Saturday, and I think he's gonna show out against Okada. And listen, it's Okada. You
Right.
know he's gonna.
He's
We
gonna
know
bring
to
it.
he's gonna bring it. We're gonna get a great match, regardless who wins or loses. But I like what they're doing with Buddy. And like I said, we'll see. I think it's a toss up. I can't call it right now.
Right, right. And there are rumors that Rhea Ripley will be in the building. So maybe something is gonna special happen that night. We shall see. Nah, she won't be on TV, of course,
No,
but
of course not.
she's
But
supporting her husband. You
oh
know
no,
what I
no.
mean?
But we know like when the camera's on backstage, man. Like, listen. First off, if he does win that time, there will be some pictures taken. The damn internet will lose their goddamn minds.
Right. They
And
would
if that's the case,
explode.
if she is there, if I'm Tony Khan, let's say if the decision right now is for Okada to win, I would I would maybe consider calling an audible right there, man.
Yep.
Just
100%, man.
I say, you know what? Read the crowd. The
Yep.
crowd's gonna go crazy about me. If the crowd is at a fever pitch for him to win, if the decision is one way, I might consider leaning the other way, man. Give the people of Australia the first time there a memorable moment right there. Let's see what happens.
See what happens. Next up, we got a squash match. We get Dustin Rose versus local talent Izzy James. And of course, he gets the win. This is all just to set fire his feud with MJF. It's looking good, man. I'm interested in Dustin Rose. I'm interested in Dustin MJF. I'm interested in Jeff Jarrett MJF. And I think this is just all attributed to how great MJF is. He can carry guys, not saying that they need to be carried because they're legends, Hall of Famers in their own right, but them feuding with MJF is making everyone interested in both feuds. Your thoughts on this?
No, yeah, that part is true about MJF making us interested in the feuds with Jeff Jarrett and now Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes, the Rhodes that my favorite Rhodes, my favorite Dusty Son. The better wrestler of the Dusty Sons. The better talker
In the words of LA
of the
Knight,
Dusty
nah.
Sons. Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
My
I'm
boy
sorry.
Cody.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say his name. Why you said his name? I was gonna say his name, but listen, it's Dustin Rose. I don't care how old this guy is. He could still go. He could go on the mic. He could go in the ring. him and MJF next week. Especially there in Texas, like his home crowd, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be behind him 100%. And it's MJF, like, regardless of what people want to say, like this dude is one of the best in the world on the mic,
Facts.
in the ring. He makes everyone around him better. I mean, listen, this guy, if you're gonna invest in someone around MJF's age for the next 10 years, it's him.
Yep.
Like without a doubt, that's a guy you build your promotion around. Think of it this way: he doesn't need to be the main event right now. He think of it like just doing like little side quests, little filler, right here.
Side quest.
Yeah, well, it's a side quest.
Yeah.
That is. You know what?
It's a
Guess
side
what?
quest.
Listen, he's doing it to help. It's a tribute to the veterans, to the
Yeah.
legends of the past. And if you know MJF, he respects the past. He studies the past. So it's guys like Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes that he appreciates, the guys that he looked up to, that he studied to help build his craft. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he went to TK and was like, you know what, give me those two. You know what,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be the wrestler I am today if it wasn't for a guy like Double J and for Dustin Rhodes. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's not going to be in the main event, he's like, you know what, give me those two. For Double J, it's his last year he's going to retire after this year. Dustin Rhodes, we don't know, but you know what? I think he's going to put him off, just on a make them look like $1 million, this year. And like I said, he's very, he's very appreciative of the stars before him. You
Yeah.
know, don't let that don't let his character in the ring fool you. The disrespectful, the low hanging fruit, the cheap heat, as people would
Yeah.
say. I mean, first off, people who say cheap that MJF is all about cheap heat, well, then you never watched any wrestling in the '80s. Like, don't watch Roddy Piper promos, if anything. Don't watch any wrestling promos in the '80s. He's always told you who MJF is. He's a throwback to the past. So that cheap heat, that stuff right there, it gets the best reactions of the night. And what's the old saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Not at all. But next up, we get a segment backstage, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thunder Rosa, she showed her character a little comedic presence with Megan Bain backstage. It was very entertaining. If you guys didn't see it, go back and check it out. But this led us up to the match between Penelope Ford versus Thunder Rosa. And of course, Thunder Rosa gets the win. I really, really, I mean, it's kind of crowded at the top right now with their women's division, but I'm really hoping that Thunder Rosa can creep her way back up to the top. She was a great champion. She was on a run. Injury kind of stopped her momentum. Now she's back. She's climbing up to the top. Thunder Rosa with this new personality, comedic presence. She always could go in the ring. Just be on the lookout for Thunder Rosa. But your thoughts on Ford versus Thunder Rosa?
It was a very good match. I mean, these two ladies, they're more the experienced workers of the division. So you knew you were gonna get a solid match between them. Penelope Ford, like, yeah, does she take a bunch of L's? Yeah, but she's that worker that you need on your roster, that can make
Facts.
your stars look great. That yeah, they'll take the pins, but they'll make a Chris Statlander, a Willow, um, yeah, Tony Storm. They'll make them look good in the process. And hey, you need those ladies on the roster to just make your up and coming stars look good. And Thunder Rosa, like you said, unfortunately, injury derailed her. Let's see what this win brings her in the future. Well, unfortunately, we found out after the match what her immediate future is, and that is the mega sis Megan Bain
Mm,
making her
mm,
way
mm.
down to the ring. And damn, like, she's towering over
Yes.
Thunder Rosa. I mean, god damn, man. Like, she hits Thunder Rosa with the F5, and it looks like that's the immediate program we're going to right there. And like I said, now Thunder Rosa is going to be in that role of a Penelope Ford. Like, she's
Yep.
going to be there. She's going to make Megan Bain look great. But we know what the goal is for this feud is to make Megan more familiar with the AEW crowd and just show off her skills. And listen, she's gonna look like $1 million. I've seen her wrestle in person. If you haven't seen her wrestle yet, you are in for a treat. And I cannot wait to see what she has in store for the rest of the year. And this already stacked women's division, I'm already visioning in my head her stepping in the ring with the likes of a Willow, a Jamie Hayter, and a Chris Statlander, a Tony Storm, Mariah May. Like, I've told you multiple times, like, and I know, Ronti, who does you do the NXT shows with. Listen, when it comes to women's division, like I give the edge right
Yeah.
now. I give the edge to NXT ladies right now, but I always say that's based on booking.
Yep.
They're booked a little bit better, but if they can better book their ladies on AEW, give them a little more time, a little bit better
Mm-hmm.
presentation. They have the roster to compete. They have the
They're
roster to
right there on the
match,
heels.
or they're right there. And listen, it's only February, and like I said, Megan Bain being added to that roster, she can easily help narrow that gap. But I mean, I am excited for the Megasis Megan Bain and what she's gonna do in AEW.
With her rise as well as Harley Cameron's rise, technically AEW has the hottest women or individual women. The whole roster might not be right, but Harley is hotter than any woman in NXT right now, and Megan Bain is on that trajectory as well.
Like you said, well, let's take out AEW NXT. Let's talk all the women's wrestling right now.
Yeah.
Harley is the fastest rising star right now, and
Yes.
then like I said, Megan Bain, she's the unknown factor for those who haven't paid attention to her in the indies and other promotions she's been in. So now she's new on the scene. Like I said, I've seen a wrestling person. You're gonna find out real quick that
Real
that
soon, man.
name Megan Bain should always be on your mind.
Yep, Triple H, keep an eye on her. You're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
want her in a few years. But next up, we get a segment with Ricochet backstage and he runs into Bum B. Bum B's back there serving those delicious Trill burgers to the AEW staff. And he looks at Bum B and says, "Oh," while wearing the robe that he stole from Prince Nana and Swerve the other night. He looks at Bun B and says, "Oh, you're a friend of Swerve," and it's kind of mocking him. Goes on to eat one of the burgers, spits it out, disrespects Bun B. The person behind the table serving the burger says everybody likes him. Ricochet knocks him out and says, "I'm not everybody." And walks off with that patented squeal. Ricochet, I just cannot say enough, man. I mean, just he don't even have to wrestle. This was just a backstage segment, and still he kept his name relevant. He was entertaining. There was no stumbling of words. Him wearing the robe, he looked official. I just cannot right now get enough of Ricochet. Absolutely amazing. But let's get to this next match though. Mariah May. She comes out to the ring with a Tony Storm lookalike as her opponent, makes way, mops her up, just like the Dustin job match. Mariah May, she had a job match. Somebody came out looking like Tony Storm. She laid her to waist. 1, 2, 3, got the dub. Afterwards, Luther makes his return. He distracts Mariah May for a second. The jobber goes out the ring. Tony Storm takes her place. Mariah May turns around, notice it, all hell break loose. And of course, Tony gets the advantage. She celebrates with Luther back by her side on his shoulders, posing for the crowd. Like you said earlier, the Australian wrestlers are set up for a hell of a showcase this week on Grand Slam, and Tony Storm might steal the show from all of them. But your thoughts on this match right here?
Let me make a quick statement.
Yep.
Tony Storm, Mariah May. This feud has been going on what, a year and a half right now, a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Tony Storm, Mariah May is the greatest feud in women's wrestling history. It is done. It is over.
Wow.
I am sorry, but it's like,
Wow.
I mean, because I'm sorry, you got to look back in the history of women's wrestling. Like, when have we seen so much focus, so much long term storytelling with two women in the history of professional wrestling? I'm sorry, like, from my viewpoint, we have not seen that much focus on two amazing performers in Tony Storm being the established veteran, and then the new girl in Mariah May a year and a half ago, who was kind of a virtual unknown unless you knew her from her stardom days. Like, she you saw the look, you saw the progression, you saw how the story developed. I mean, from Mariah just turning her back on Tony Storm, just stabbing her in the back, taking her title at All In, and now with Tony coming back, playing her old rocker gimmick, playing a ruse on Mariah May this whole time. Now Luther's back in it. I mean, from start to, let's say, next Saturday, if it is the finish of the feud between these two awesome performers. I mean, I've seen enough. This is the greatest feud in women's wrestling history, and the track that Tony Storm is on right now, she is on her way. She's what, only 28 years old, if I'm correct. Well, she's very young. She's on a damn goat path right now
Yep.
to one of the greatest of all time to ever do it. This timeless gimmick has been nothing short of pure gold. It is a 10 out of 10. But yeah, I said it in the beginning, Tony Storm Mariah May is the greatest feud in women's wrestling history. It has been nothing but a pleasure to watch just the story progression between both of them. I mean, and the match they're gonna have next Saturday in Brisbane, that crowd is gonna go insane. But you know what I'm gonna say? I don't think it's a guarantee that Tony's gonna win, because you
Right.
know what? Listen, like we've seen so much wrestling over the years. They're in their hometown, home country. Not always a lock for the hometown guy or gal to win in front of their crowd. I mean, what is the better reaction, Tony winning or Mariah May stealing it? It'll be a clean sweep. That'll be 2-0. Mariah's over Tony. So I don't know, man. We'll see. But like I said, win or lose, I have enjoyed the ride. These two ladies have killed it from start to finish. And yeah, I know I said it before. I said it again. Tony Storm and Mariah May, greatest feud in women's wrestling history.
I'm not even gonna rebuttal that, man. You killed it. On to the main event. I agree with you, man. But yeah, the main event, we got Kyle Fletcher defeating Mark Briscoe. And to me, this was kind of the match of the night. I enjoyed it thoroughly, man, from beginning to the end, from just a wrestling standpoint. I know it wasn't a huge story. You did have this is a rematch from the Continental Classic. They had a great match there. This was the rematch. Kyle gets the dub. I enjoyed this match thoroughly, man. This was when I saw it on paper, I was like, this is the main event. But watching it, I was thoroughly entertained. And I always am with Kyle Fletcher. Mark Briscoe, he does his thing together. Magic. Your thoughts on the main event?
Kyle Fletcher is the future right there. I mean, this kid is what, only 25, 26 years old. He hasn't even scratched his prime yet.
Not
You
even a
know,
bit.
you go back to him turning on Osprey, him joining up with the Callis family. People were a little bit iffy when he shaved his head in the middle of the ring. But I mean, dude, like
Me, one of them.
I mean, no, I don't blame you, but guess what, man? Like from that moment on, we know he could go in the ring, but the character development of this guy, like he could like he's a great talk. I think he's a pretty damn good talker on the mic. He has great presentation. He's confident, he's cocky, and I'm sorry, man, just visuals alone, just visual aesthetics alone. Like you look at him, you go back 20 years ago when Randy Orton came out, like it's just scary the visuals, like in the comparison, just physically. I'm not saying he's gonna be the next Randy Orton.
Right.
Fans,
Right.
relax, relax. Just I'm saying you look at what Randy Orton was at 25 years old, and you look at what Kyle Fletcher is. That's what I'm saying. But I mean that this kid is the future right here. And listen, the match with Mark Briscoe, I mean, you can't have anything less than a hard hitting, I mean, knock him out, drag him out fight. I mean, it was what, only 5 minutes in, and Briscoe is just leaking like a faucet. I
Yep.
mean, I don't know if it was hard way or if he bladed when the camera was off him for a few seconds, but I mean, dude, just awesome action back and forth. I mean, dude, that brain buster on the top of the turnbuckle, that is nasty work.
Devastating.
And what I love about that move is that they don't kick out from that.
Right.
You should not kick out from that move. And he only uses it like very sparingly. So when he pulls that move out, it's over. I mean, like I said, this kid hasn't even scratched his prime yet. And dude, next Saturday night, I mean, the whole card is gonna be a movie, but you got the protostar, Kyle Fletcher, you got
I
Takeshita.
love that name.
Yeah, I mean, amazing versus Omega and Osprey. I mean, we're only in the middle of February, and it's gonna be tough for a tag team match to beat that one. I mean, dude,
Definitely.
I wish it was next Saturday already, but I can't say it enough. I mean, like it's only been a few months, but the leaps in progression that Kyle Fletcher has taken outside of his in-ring prowess, we knew that was there already. There was never going to be an issue with him from belt to belt, but just the character development, him as a talker, the confidence, the swagger, just the in-ring psychology. I mean, dude, that is why you needed someone like Don Callis in there. I mean, you got to believe he's helping him behind the scenes, he's in his ear all the time, probably going over notes like what went good, what didn't go good. I mean, like I can't say enough. Like this guy is someone to look out for the next 4 to 5 years. I mean, whether it's AEW or wherever he goes, I mean, this is a guy we're going to be talking about in the next few years.
Definitely, definitely. On a scale of 1 to 10 tonight, AEW Collision. What you giving it, brother?
Wednesday, I gave that a 10. I'm giving this a 10 too,
Wow.
bro. I mean, from start to finish, like there's been a great, if you've noticed, like the past few weeks, there's been a great effort to not just have Collision be just heatless matches with not a lot of purpose, or not a lot of substance attached to them. I mean, even the squash matches tonight, there was great action afterwards, great stuff, like, building storylines. I mean, yeah, the return of Hologram in that squash match with Roosh. That squash match with Mariah May, you had the stuff with Tony Storm afterwards. I mean, like everything had its purpose tonight. Even the backstage segment with Bun B and Ricochet. I mean, like you said, the leaps and bounds that Ricochet has just moved forward, like as a character. I mean, just his mic work and everything. He's comfortable in his own skin, probably for the first time.
Yeah.
And like, we never saw like this level of just how comfortable he is. We never saw that in WWE, but this is what's great about another promotion, an alternative. You have a new set of eyes. You have someone else with a different vision for you, someone who's willing to, okay, here's your weaknesses, here's your strengths. We'll find some middle ground that will make you feel comfortable that we know you can knock it out of the park. And like I said, Ricochet, I mean, he's just ascending to greatness right now. But dude, yeah, I gotta give it a 10, man. This whole week for AEW television has been amazing, from in-ring action, storyline progression, building young stars, and just building to an awesome event next Saturday night in Brisbane for Grand Slam Australia. Dude, I cannot wait.
I'm sort of close to agreeing with you. I still get it's an A show. It's still in the A categories. I gave it about a 9.2. Couple of those jobber matches, I don't know. I just thought that took it down a little bit, but at the same time, it still did what it was supposed to do. So I keep the show in the A range, 9.2. AEW absolutely on fire right now. But before we get out of here, man, you in the group chat, y'all just dropped a dope episode. Can you tell the people about it and where to check it out?
Yes, so this past week we dropped the episode 31 of the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. For those of you who are familiar with the indie wrestling scene, well, for this episode, you guys are in some trouble. You're in big trouble. Mr. Big Trouble Ben Bishop joined us on this past episode. We chatted it up for about an hour. We talked about some of his some of his experiences on the road as an indie wrestler, some of his experiences in working with AEW. He has had a couple appearances in the past, one in Dark, I believe he said, and the other last year was an episode of Collision, which he wrestled on Roderick Strong. We talked about the interactions with the IWC and how fans, how the IWC, the toxicity and just overall, like, too much overboard craziness in that aspect. We talked about useless trivia that he has a great wealth of. I mean, the dude is a great, cool, down to earth guy. Like I said, go check it out. Group Chat Wrestling Podcast, episode 31. Big Trouble. Ben Bishop joined us for a great episode, and
On
yeah, I
all
think you,
streaming platforms, right?
yes, sir, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.
Check it
Check
out.
us out. Check us out.
Definitely. And next time you can check out the Holy Shhh Podcast will be this Monday for our Monday Night Raw post show. I'm not 1,000% we're gonna do it afterwards, but if you don't see it afterwards, you would definitely see it at 12 p.m. the next day for morning after. But it's been a great one. AEW Collision, our first post show in the books. Many more to come. But it's till the end, though. It's your boy ABE from DET.
I am that ball bro from the NYC.
And we will see you guys next Wednesday together for AE. Oh, is it Wednesday or is it Saturday?
I think it's no, I think Dynamite might be on Tuesday or Wednesday. We gotta
We
figure
got to
that out.
check it out. But look for the promo. You know how we do. We'll let you know. We'll keep you informed. Next time you see me and Bald Bro, we'll be dynamite. Cannot wait. But we will see y'all then. Peace.
Out.
Media.